Hello, hello. It is time for another segment of Iowa Crossroads. That's where I, the rocker, Harry O, meet up with this guy.
The other way.
Got to get the pointers right here.
Yeah, never go the opposite.
That's right. Jay Brooks is here from Kiss Country. I'm Harry O from 103.7 to Fox, and this is our Iowa Crossroads interview, our segment that we try to do every week. Our guest today is Dianne Weide, and she is part of something that's incredibly cool. It's called Quilts of Valor, right? Or Quilts of what?
Quilts of Valor.
Quilts of Valor. Okay. I saw you shake your head, Dianne. I thought maybe I mispronounced it or something. But anyway, Dianne, this is something that I don't know. How long is this? What is Quilts of Valor? Let's talk about that first.
Okay, let me give you a quick little down and dirty history of it. Quilts of Valor actually started way back in 2003 by a quilter named Catherine Roberts from Delaware. Catherine had a son in the military at that time, and when he was deployed to Iraq, I can only imagine the sleepless nights that she endured. But one night, Catherine had a very vivid dream. In her dream, she saw a young man sitting on the edge of his bed, hunched over in utter despair. Catherine knew the war demons were surrounding him, pulling him down into an emotional gutter. And then, as if watching a video, the scene changed. In the next scene, Catherine saw the same young man wrapped in a quilt. His whole demeanor had changed from one of despair to one of hope and well-being. Catherine knew the quilt had made this change. To her, the message of her dream was, quilts equal healing. In the days that followed, Catherine gathered a group of her quilting friends and she shared her dream story. They decided they would make a red, white, and blue quilt.
A red, white, and blue quilt. Okay.
Yep. And that quilt became the very first Quilt of Valor. With the help of the chaplain at Walter Reed Hospital, that quilt was awarded November 2003 to a young soldier from Minnesota who was at Walter Reed recovering from the loss of a limb that he had sustained during his time in Iraq. Well, this award was so well recognized that Catherine and her friends said, we need to do more. We need to take this to the next level. So by 2005, they had developed a website and become a not-for-profit foundation, the Quilts of Valor Foundation. And through the internet and word of mouth, this spread across the country. Their mission to cover service and veterans touched by war with comforting and healing quilts of valor. Today, there are over 600 quilt groups actively involved, consisting of over 8,800 individual quilters making quilts of valor. Locally, in 2018, September of 2018, Leona Montag of North Springs started the local group, which is called North Central Iowa Quilts of Valor, with the purpose of locating veterans in Floyd, Mitchell, Worth, and Sarasota County and awarding quilts to them.
Wow.
Today, there's been over 271,000 quilts awarded across the country. Our local group in the last 2.5 years has awarded about 130 plus quilts. However, we really need the help of people out there that know veterans in the area, because there's over 3,000 veterans just in Sarasota County alone. Anybody can go to quiltsofvalorfoundation.org, that's QOVF.org, and nominate a veteran. And even if they live outside of our particular group's area, it's a national program, so it will be assigned out to a quilt group, one of those 600 that's in the area of where that veteran lives.
Wow.
All of our labor is donated. We offset the cost of materials through private donations, corporate donations, grants, fundraisers. We were fortunate enough last June to get a grant donation from the Sarasota County Community Foundation, and that actually purchased the material to cover 22 Sarasota County veterans. I think the most difficult thing that we face is finding the veterans. We've done a couple of booths. We've set up at the home show.
Mhm.
We set up at the Autumn Artistry in Osage. And
Are you going to be in the parade, the band festival parade?
I think that I didn't think about that. We're
Okay.
doing a award ceremony to 6 veterans in Clear Lake on Sunday at the DFW, and I was hoping to talk to some of them about the Clear Lake parade. But we
So
do
how do
need
you,
to.
so how do you determine who gets awarded? Is there just so many every year, or do you award, if you have 22, you award 22 quilts, or is there 6?
If we as long as we have the funding to make the quilts and we get the nominations, and we'll try and set up awards. We've got plenty of quilts made right now because COVID did not prevent us from quilting in the safety of our home.
Sure.
But now that it's gotten warmer and people have gotten vaccinated, we are looking for veterans so that we can set up award times and dates and get those quilts out. And then continue that process, we will be looking for donations. Anyone can donate by going on quiltsofvalor.org. Everything funnels through the National Foundation. You make the check out to Quilts of Valor Foundation, but if you want that money to come back to this local group that covers these 4 counties, you need to put in the memo line that it's for the North Central Iowa group, because 100% of those donations come back to our group, which I think is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. We're going to show some of these quilts that you guys have made, and you sent me these pictures yesterday. Are these all waiting to get donated to a veteran, or are they already spoken for, the ones that we're going to look at here?
Combination. The one that you have on the screen is a new one that I myself just had completed. That will be going out to donations that we receive.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go through them one at a time here. So that's the story of that one. As you can see, Home of the Free. Maybe you can't see it. Home of the Free because of the brave. That's very good. How about the story on this one?
I believe that quilt is been made, but has not again been awarded out. We made several of them this winter that are waiting for nominations and to be awarded.
Okay. Okay. And again, you're just, I guess, a good question. How long is the list right now? You need more nominations?
I believe that we have 30 people on the list from just Saragota County, and we do need more nominations.
Okay.
You need more quilters?
We always use quilters. The nice thing that we have done for quilters is we are starting to take the fabric purchased, and we are that particular quilt has been worn out. So is that particular quilt. That
Oh,
one. Yep.
here,
That one.
I was gonna go back to the other one here just a second here. Okay. This one. Okay. And then here's the next one. Go ahead. Go ahead and keep going, Diane.
If you're interested, we have a Facebook page, Quilts of Valor, North Central Iowa. You could go on there and has to be a friend, and the leader, Leona Montag,
Okay.
will connect with you, and you can get our messages about our sews. We have gotten to the point where we have actually prepared kits, cut the fabric pieces. All someone has to do is take it home and sew it. Some of our quilters really like if they don't like taking the time to do all the cutting. So we're trying to make it user-friendly for anyone that's out there and would like to donate their time to quilt a top and bring it back, and then we'll get it finished. We have long-arm quilters. We have people that do binding. And so many hands touch some of these quilts. They're not always done from start to finish by one person.
I remember my grandmother used to do this, and I mean, Jay, I don't know if you've ever been around a quilt before, but it takes hours upon hours upon hours to get these things put together. There's no speedy way to, to do a quilt. And I remember my grandmother getting together with a bunch of church ladies doing one, and we always would have a quilt that went up for sale, with it all going back to the church, or some good cause that we always wanted to do. And man, these things used to go for, now when I was a kid, they used to go for anywhere from $300 to $3,000, I think. I mean, it was amazing. But what you're doing for the veterans out there, and again, I like that how you're not just donating, you're actually awarding them. You're awarding these veterans. with
Yes.
one of these beautiful quilts. So, what's the story on this one?
This one was, the blocks were made at a sew day, where everyone that was there participated in making the blocks. Then I took the blocks home and constructed the rest of the quilt top and quilted it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that one was touched by many hands.
Okay. How about this one?
I believe this one was done by our leader. She
Um,
went to a retreat. Leona Montag, our leader, I believe, did this one. She went to a retreat and spent that weekend constructing this quilt top, and then I quilted it for her.
okay. Okay.
I could never get
They're all lap size quilts. There's directions, specifications from the Quilts of Valor on it can only be this wide between this wide and this long between this long. So even though they're not maybe taking as much fabric as your queen or your king size quilt, it's listed on the website that the value of these quilts are somewhere between 200 and 250. It usually takes wholesale cost, probably about $130 for us to construct these quilts. And again,
Right.
that's with all free labor, but the donations offset the cost of fabric. This one, I believe this one has been awarded to a gentleman from North Springs.
Okay. Jay, you wanted to ask something? What were we asking?
I was just wondering how they kept it so it's all straight. The lines are straight, the stars line up, everything else. I don't know how you, because I've never seen it.
Pristine work. That's pristine work. That's what that
Yeah.
is.
I've never
Well,
seen it anything done like that.
There's a technique to quilting so that you piece accurately so that things come together the way they're supposed to. And then the long arm quilters have a machine that you stretch the quilt on to keep it nice and square. This was actually what I called a scrappy quilt, where I had a lot of smaller pieces of fabric, and I thought I can make something beautiful out of this. This was awarded to a Vietnam veteran that lives here in Mason City. Very knowledgeable guy about the Vietnam War. We always see that sometimes as a negative thing. He studied it and did some lifelong learning at NIAC, and he taught me a lot about the good part of the Vietnam War and the things that we can say were done right. And he was extremely pleased to receive this, because his comment was, it took me 50 years to emotionally come home from Vietnam. Many things helped me heal, and this one is part of that.
Wow.
Because he knew that the women that created this, it came from the heart.
Right.
So that what we get back from the veterans just encourages me to keep doing this.
Right. And then we have this one. This is the last one here.
I believe that went to a military retiree, Mason City area. He had just retired, and within like 6 months of us doing this award, and I remember asking him to please wear his uniform to the presentation, because I was so impressed at the amount of medals that he had gotten during his many, many years in the military.
Right. So Dianne, okay, so is the public invited to is it the VFW you said in Clear Lake on or where is it at again in Clear Lake on
VFW in Clear Lake, Sunday the 30th at 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
We've got quite a crowd coming. If the public shows up, I'm not sure if we'd have room. I would never want to say they couldn't come.
Right.
One thing that we can do in the future, if you'd like, is I can let you know anytime there's an award. For instance, we've done an award at the Veterans Memorial at Central Park in Mason City. We can accommodate a lot of people. We can come with a microphone. We did one last fall to one of our World War II veterans living here in Mason City. It's a great space to do it, and it would make it possible for the public to be involved. And we can sure let you know if we set something up like that, the public would like to be involved.
Okay. And then do you want to disclose where you make these? I don't know if you're you know, because they have a storefront, Jay, here in town, but I didn't know whether you let people walk in because you guys are busy. I mean, putting these quilts together.
And basically that has just been set up. Most of this was housed at the leader's house, and she was acting as our quilt shop, buying quilt material ahead, and then as we get donations, we pay for material and use it to construct these quilts. And her house was of fabric. So with the help of my Vietnam veteran husband, we located a spot here in the American Family building across from McDonald's, South McDonald's. And we do have a little area that we have quilts set up for display. We're going to use that for private awards if people really would prefer a private versus a public award. We have the quilts stored there. We're just going to start doing some sew days there. I come on Wednesdays in case any of the quilters want to come pick up fabric or fabric kits. I'm usually there on Wednesdays from like 10 to 1.
Okay.
It's not like we advertise it to be open to the public. But there again, if we have an award there, they're welcome to bring family and friends. We can accommodate about 12 guests in our award room.
So how do you determine what type of pattern you make? How does that come about?
You know, sometimes if you buy the, for instance, that first quilt that you showed that had Home of the Three because of, I can't remember what it exactly said, but it was a panel in the middle. You can actually, it'd be the very first one that you showed. One more. There we go. Home of the Free because of the Brave. That is actually a panel. And sometimes the quilt designer, the company that puts that out, will put a pattern on their website that we can either purchase, and sometimes they're free. So we have books and books of patterns that we can select from.
Interesting. Very good. So, Dianne, I guess in closing, how does someone nominate a veteran? You want to go through that process? I think we should tell everybody how to do that. I'm sorry, I should be scrolling some things down here, like the website, and also what people can do to nominate a veteran. Everybody knows a veteran. Let's face it, everyone does, right?
Right.
And I think this is cool. This is an amazing thing because these things are worth way more than, because of all the labor that goes into it and materials and all that. And just the heart to make one of these. I think for all the people that have sacrificed their life and went out and did the front lines. I mean, they definitely deserve. I mean, every veteran probably deserves one of these, to be honest with you. But how do we go about nominating one?
You can go on quiltsofvalor.org and there is a nomination tab. I do want to talk to you a little bit about the policy. They do not want this to be a surprise to a veteran. So they would like people to ask that veteran if they're willing to accept the nomination for a Quilt of Valor. Okay. There's a lot of information that you need about that veteran. Go on. They want their name, their address, phone number, email address if they have one. They're also going to want that of the nominee. They want your information so they can connect back. They want to know the dates of service so that there's a list of wars. If you can just click on, they were Vietnam vet, or they're Korean, Iraq, that type of thing. So you kind of have to gather, because they also ask, like, where were your duty stations? What are your areas of training? What kind of medals or awards recognitions did you get? So that you can put in, they received the conduct medal. Maybe they were injured in Vietnam and they had a Vietnam ribbon, campaign ribbon. So you kind of have to visit with that veteran and get that information from them so that you can go through the steps on that webpage.
And I guess I'm being, is this for just living veterans? Or
unfortunately, it is.
Okay. Well, I got to thinking sometimes maybe families, a family of a fallen veteran, could be awarded, but this is for living veterans. Right.
Right. And of course, we're doing everything we can to find any World War II, Korean, Vietnam, or anybody that maybe is disabled, regardless of what war or what time frame that they served. We want to get those people taken care of first, because we were fortunate enough, like I said, to find 2 World War II vets in the last year. And, there's some Korean veterans that are already in the nursing homes, and we're trying to coordinate with nursing homes, which has been tough with COVID, and try to get those people coming with us.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Jay, do you have anything else you'd like to ask?
No, it's intriguing to just sit and listen to how it all happens and how much goes into it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's such a great cause. I
Yeah.
mean, and could we go ahead and how do people give? I mean, because it obviously costs money
Yes,
to get all these supplies. Can people come up and donate to your cause?
yes. If they really wanted to donate locally, you can put on your website my name, my address. I'll send that to you. And I live at 519 17th Street West in Clear Lake,
Okay.
50428. They can send that to me, or they can go online and there's a donation tab, and it'll walk them through how to do a donation. Again, they want to make, if you want that money to come back specifically to these four counties,
Okay.
you need to put that it's for the North Central Iowa Quilt Group. 100% of that donation will come back to our group.
Well, I'm guessing too, maybe your Facebook page will have that information. And maybe, and I don't know if who's running your Facebook page, but maybe they can even put a little donation way to donate right on the Facebook page.
We'll take care of that if it isn't there.
Yeah, there you go. That would be great. Because I think people would really get behind your cause here, Dianne. I really believe that. Because I mean, I think everybody is always willing to help out the veterans, and we can't thank them enough for what they've done, for our country and for us right here. So, again, the Facebook page is called what?
The national is Quilts of Valor Foundation.org.
Okay.
And we have a local one that is North Central Iowa Quilts of Valor.
Okay, North Iowa.
North Central.
North Central Iowa Quilts of Valor. All right, Dianne Weide here joining us here today on something that's really cool, and how cool was it? And I know that Memorial Weekend coming up here is about ones that have fallen, but I mean, I think we just really like to grasp and hug all of the veterans, even for all of this stuff, for everything they've done for us. So,
Absolutely.
all right, well, Dianne, thank you for the time today, and we hope that everybody shares this, right? Jay Brooks
Absolutely.
shares this video. It's already on social media. We're live right now, but share it and let people watch and learn. And if you are driving by American Family Insurance right across from McDonald's, they'd be on the side that is to the south.
Correct.
For the and you call it what? Just Quilts of Valor? You had a sign up right there?
I need to put up a sign. And
Okay.
what we want to do is put Quilts of Valor with the national email, or excuse me, a website address, so that people can be directed correctly on how to do a nomination or a donation.
You bet. Okay.
Thank you, Dianne.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. This is a great cause, and all you have to do is see one veteran receive one of these quilts, and you understand the need to keep this going. They're humbled and they're honored to be considered, and it's our way of thanking them for their time and their service and keeping peace for our country.
I bet you've seen a lot of good facial expressions, probably
Absolutely.
a few tears too.
Yes, and inability to talk other than to say thank you.
Exactly.
So the last one I did, this younger man said, the military, you focus on detail. And the thing I noticed about this quote you just gave me is
right
that went into this, and that is very meaningful to me.
Very good. Well, God bless the veterans. God bless Quilts of Valor. And thank you for being our guest here today on Iowa Crossroads. I'm Harry O from 103.7 to Fox, and he is Jay Brooks from 98.7 Kiss Country. All right,
Harry does all my talking.
What's
Thank
that?
you.
I said Harry does all my talking.
I just do all the talking. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.